As usual, we made a lot of save points, and as I mentioned, because unfortunately we started late today, we will also finish around like in like 2 hours, so I don't think we're gonna do that much. But we will be back tomorrow. Yes, late. Late for shame. We will be back tomorrow because tomorrow is a big patch in Honkai Star Rail. So we're gonna be doing that. Okay, let's go. Let's not waste time because we kind of want to finish this chapter this week. So we stick to one chapter per week, and we still have like, including this one, we have 4 chapters to do. The world shatters into geometric shapes that expand and contract like rubber toys. Hi, Coda. How are you? Light gathers between my eyes. Stars explode behind my eyelids. Gradually, color returns to the world. Oh, by the way, so we figured out how we might be able to save Mayuri. But we need to, like, jump it into completely different universe. So there's, like, we need to do a lot of stuff to do that. Oh, weird Okaba sounds again. I wait for the vertigo to pass. Cold sweat oozes from my temples. Pressing my fists against them, I slowly force the air out of my lungs. Has the word line changed? I head to the lounge in order to check the divergence meter. We don't have divergence meter. Oh no. I checked the meter a few minutes ago, just before the word line changed. Now it's nowhere to be found. I quickly realize what has happened. Suzuha gave me the meter after we stopped her from leaving. My D-mail undid those events. Of course the meter isn't here. A surge of regret seizes my heart. I clench my teeth and endure it as best as I can. If nobody else remembers, then I alone will keep these memories of Suzuha alive. I look around the room. Mayuri and Kurisu are on the sofa, dozing on each other's shoulders. Daru, oblivious to the vulnerable high school girls behind him, is playing an era game on his computer. I take a deep breath and turn on the TV. I flip to the news channel. The word line should have changed. I erased the time we spent with Suzuha. That should have allowed her to leap to 1975 without losing her memories, and the IBN should be in our hands now. We can use it to hack into CERN and erase the data they intercepted from us. Without that information, Umayaka's men won't attack the lab and Mayuri won't have to die. That's how it should be. That's how it has to be. Otherwise, why did I sacrifice Suzuha's dream? The quickest way to confirm the change would be to check for any delays at Akihabara Station. Thank you for the headbutt. Oh, hi Rover. How are you? I mean, why don't you do it yourself, Okada? Daru sighs and calls up train information. The word line has changed, which means that our IBN should be in the development room. I will. I like the video game, but thank you. I head back there to search for it, but contrary to my expectations, I can't find it anywhere. What's going on? I look at my watch. It's 7:43 p.m. Moeka's men attack at what time again? My heart is pounding like a drum. That the D-mail was supposed to fix everything. The trains are moving as scheduled, which means that Moeka's men aren't about to attack. So why does it feel like nothing's fixed at all? The IBN 5100, hi Jedi, its absence is extremely disturbing. I want to sit down and think about where it could have gone, but a voice in my head is screaming that there is no time. I need to calm down. It's hard to think straight after everything that's happened. I check my watch again, 7:46. Images from the assault flash through my mind. 9,000, my beloved. Mayuri bleeding to death on the floor, the smell of the gunpowder in the air. I frantically shake the visions out of my head. I look towards the lab entrance. The door has yet to be kicked in by a team of hitmen. I swallow hard, petrified with terror. Please, don't let anything happen. It's past 9. I peek at the street through the window. Nobody's there. That is right. I've probably looked at the window 20 times in the past hour, and not a suspicious figure inside. Moeka's men still haven't appeared. The raid was before 8, if I remember correctly. I think it's safe to say that my changes to the past have prevented it from occurring. Suzuha's sacrifice was not in vain. I let out a deep breath. I'm sweaty and disgusting. It's like my anxiety has pushed all the sweat out of my body. The two girls woke up from their nap about half an hour ago. Now they're eating cup noodles. Risa looks at me in astonishment, like she can't believe her ears. That's a big emote, holy hell. The train lines running through Akihabara are operating normally. There's no bomb scare and no sign of Moeka or her men. Kurisu's taking the Sobu line to the next station, Ochanomizu, while Daru's going to the opposite way to Shinkoiwa. Mayuri and I are taking the Yamanote line to Ikebukuro, so we part at the station's ticket gate. There are surprisingly few passengers on the train. I guess most of the salarymen are off for the Obon holiday. Mayuri is playing a handheld game, the Rainet Kakeru action RPG. On the screen, her character is battling a gigantic Upa. I stand beside her and gaze at her profile, lost in thought. It's the night of the 13th, and Mayuri is still alive. How many times have I watched her die? How many times have I tasted the despair? No matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't save this ditzy childhood friend of mine from death. She died again and again right before my eyes. But now she's alive, standing beside me, playing a game. This is why I sacrificed our memories with Suzuha. It was the only way. I'm sorry, Suzuha, and thank you. Suzuha no longer exists in this time, but I hope my feelings will reach her all the same. Actually, come to think of it, why can't I tell her in person? Where in Akiba could the 54-year-old Suzuha be? I'll try asking Tenoji tomorrow. He probably knows Suzuha on this world line too. I wonder if Suzuha remembers me. Mayuri suddenly lifts her head. She looks at me hesitantly. Her cheeks are slightly pink. Wait, I think the game is very, very loud compared to the rest. Quick load tips, config, and sound. It's okay on stream. It's super, like the game itself, I mean the sound of the game is super, super loud for me, and I barely can hear the characters. But maybe I'm deaf. I apologize, but keep looking at her. Also, thank you for your feedback. Instead of starting a new game, Mayuri looks at me with concern. She knows! She knows everything! I remind myself that Mayuri is more perceptive than she seems. She proved that when she figured out that Daru was Suzuha's father. I don't want to worry her too much. I want Mayuri to smile her usual ditzy smile without a care in the world. After all, it's over now. She's safe. He's back to being the Dubugo Okabe. Mwahaha. I cannot even laugh like that. I would break my voice cords. Only 170 IQ? I expected to have more of him. Having said that, Mayuri returns to her game. I feel cold stares all around me, but I don't care at all. Mayuri is here with me, doing everything, everyday Mayuri things, ordinary things. Everything is going back to normal. I bet nothing will be back to normal. Yesterday was my first time home in a while, so I slept like a log in my comfortable bed. It could be because of my mental exhaustion, but that was the best night's sleep in a while. Before heading up to the lab, I stop and stare at the Brown's cheap workshop. The familiar mountain bike is gone. Suzuha liked it so much she insisted on bringing it with her to 1975. The workshop door opens, and out comes Mr. Brown, rubbing his eyes sleepily. I'll hire you. But I don't like CRTs. 1 CRT a month, so for 1 month's worth work I get an old television. Hell no. What? Was her existence erased completely? But that's impossible. Oh, never mind. He just erased her from his memory. So Suzuha did work here. That fact, the evidence of Suzuha's sojourn in 2010 still remains on this world line. I bet she lied about liking CRTs too. Tenoji shrugs his shoulders, annoyed. Naturally, he doesn't know about Suzuha's true identity. At this, Tenoji's eyes go wide. Knew her? Oh my god, did she still log off? 10 years. 10 years since what? No. I don't want to know the answer. Tenoji has a faraway look in his eyes as if he's gazing into the past. Why are you talking about her in past tense? At the end, there's only one thing that can mean. Even though the world line changed, Suzuha didn't survive the year 2010. Well, she didn't commit a suicide. She was sick. Oh my god, right, because on some timelines, there's like the death of some characters is like fixed point in time, right? The same way we couldn't help Mayuri. The same way Suzuha was bound to die in 2010. She was sick. Sickness killed her. I shouldn't feel good about that, but I guess you could say it's better than what happened before the world line changed. That's what I tell myself anyway. I'm living in her old house now. Maybe that's where IBN is. I nod without a moment's hesitation. Tenoji closes up shop and we head off towards his house. From Choudori, we head towards the station. I scan the Ekiba scenery as we walk. Moe stores are still nowhere to be found on this world line. After a little hesitation, I look up at a Radican. It's gone. The satellite has vanished. All that's left in the hole is it made when it arrived in this time. When did the satellite disappear? There's nobody at the lab. I don't have a key, so I can't get in. When are you coming over? I just assumed you'd be here like usual. It feels like I'm visiting your home. Not what I want. That I want to visit your home or anything. I use the one hidden in the switchboard next to the door. "5 days ago." Which means Suzuha left before it rained. Like Tenoji said, his house is closer than expected. We take the train to the next station, Okachimachi, and then walk for about 5 minutes to a quiet residential area. This old one-story house is where Suzuha once lived. I walk up to the front of the house, and there I see a familiar sight. Suzuha's bicycle. But the mountain bike Suzuha rode to workshop was shiny and new. Now it's old and covered in
その
rust.
自転車はすずさんがすっげえ大事にしてたんだよ。
To be honest, it's not that fair. It's literally from this year.
晩年は自分で乗ることはなかったけどな、処分することもできなくて、結局10年もそこに置いたままだ。
I gently put my
俺も
hand on
で
the
きるだけ
seat.
整備はして
It's
るんだが、
warm from sitting out in the
さすがに
sun.
錆び
I
が目立っ
suppose
てきて
that
る
for the
な。
few days Suzuha was in Akibade, this bicycle existed in two places at the same time. The house isn't as messy inside as I expected, considering the state of the brown tube workshop. I guess that chipmunk keeps the place clean. The chipmunk. A wave of nausea hits me as I recall what Nyaehh did at Ochanomizu station. But I tell myself that was just an accident. Besides, that incident has already been undone. Tennoji Nyaehh has done nothing wrong. Next to the living room is a child's room. There's a child's study desk and a red backpack on the floor. Nyaehh isn't here. Which reminds me, Tennoji's daughter visits the workshop often, but not once have I seen his wife. He couldn't have married Suzuha, could he? I mean, she should have been a lot older than him when they met, but as they say, love knows no bounds. I wonder what really happened. I don't know how I would feel if those two were married. That would make Daru Tennoji's father-in-law, oh my dear lord. Actually, that would be kind of interesting. I turned to the Buddhist altar to pay my respects to Suzuha. There's no picture of her, so there's no way to know what Hashida Suzu looked like at the age of 44. I make an offering of incense to her, then look around the house again. This is the house Suzuha lived in after leaping to 1975.
俺とすずさんは最初、いわゆるお隣さんだったんだよ。
For some reason, Tennoji offers me a beer. When I decline, he shakes his head and starts drinking it
俺
himself.
はヨーロッパ生まれのヨーロッパ育ちでな。
は？それは
んだよ、てめえ。
I'll have you know my English and French are perfect. He really doesn't look like someone who lived abroad. I guess you can't judge a book by its cover.
両親が死んで15年ぐらい前に日本に帰ってきたんだよ。つっても俺にとっては生まれて初めてのに、この国について何にも知らねえ俺の面倒を見てくれたのが、隣に一人で住んでたすずさんだったってわけだ。
Alright, now's my chance. If I'm gonna ask, it's now or never.
結婚をすずさん
アホか。
I knew she would never marry a guy like
こ
him.
の人は随分ストイックに生きてたよ。けどな、俺にここに越してきて1年ぐらい経った時、俺の家が火事で全焼してな。その時に全財産なくし、それだけじゃねえ。工房のあるあの大檜山ビルな。
Where did he have the money from? Hi, Kai.
それを格安で譲ってもらったんだ。おかげで俺は何もした。ある時、なんだって縁もゆかりもねえのにこんなに
Maybe
よくして
she
くれるん
felt
ですか
bad for
って
ditching her summer
聞いたことがある。
part-time job.
そしたらあの人は巡り巡って人は誰かに親身にしてもらうことになってる。なんだか不思議な人だったぜ。預言者みたいに。
Suzuha. That was probably her way of repaying Tennoji for looking after her, even if it was just for 10 days. And so it came full circle.
しかし世間ってのは狭いな。あの人のことを知ってる人間がこんな近いところにいたとは。そうだ。ちょっと待ってろ。
Huh? Tennoji goes into the child's room next door, then returns and places an object on the table. That's IBN. Ah, no, that's a freaking divergence meter. It's Suzuha's divergence meter. Before the word line changed, it was in the lab. But on this word line, Suzuha brought the meter with her to 1975. It's been in this house for 35 years. The tubes read 04 blah blah blah. And the version has changed, just like Suzuha said. This proves that my magic eye reading Steiner does indeed allow me to perceive changes to the word line. But what does that mean? I recall what Suzuha said.
メーターの数値が 1% を超えたとき、
We're still like halfway to go and we did so
た
much.
どり着いたことになる。
Does that mean I'm still on the alpha word line?
何の数字を表してるか俺にはさっぱりわからなくてな。この10年ただ すずさんは病床からいつもこのメーターを眺めてた。上ごとのようにつぶやいてたよ。
What was she talking?
変わる前なのかな。そんな風に。
I touched the device. Suzuha. In my heart, I reach out to the girl who died 10 years ago, to the girl who will be born 7 years from now, to the girl who crossed time to save the future. Suzuha. Thanks to you, Mayuri is safe. The Virgins has changed. But we haven't yet reached your ultimate goal. 1% Divergence. Once that is achieved, the future you dreamed of will become a reality. I will carry on your fight, Suzuha. I promise. I realize that I'm crying. That has to be so weird for Tenoji. Tenoji stares at me for a moment, then puts his giant hand on my shoulder. Mayuri comes out of the ticket gate and walks up to me with an unhurried stride. Tuturu, we got it!
本当に駅まで迎えに来てくれるなんて思わなかった。
人質に逃げられては困る。
困るよね。それでね、マユシーはとっても嬉しいよ。
I don't quite understand, but whatever. Mayuri flashes a carefree smile, then walks ahead of me, almost skipping.
ねえ、その抱えてる荷物。
ミスター・ブラウンから譲ってもらったんだ。世界線の
What's the line? I smile wryly. Okay, what are we having here? I found the key easily enough. Don't you think your security should be tighter? Should have thought about that before picking a fight with CERN, lol. Also, what's this frog that's been left with the key? Someone's bad taste? Only a maniac would put something that gross there. Actually, it scared the crap out of me, but keep that a secret, lol. Actually, I need to check because that's like the second checkpoint from what I know. But that means we also didn't skip any. So we're good. You're right, I was careless. I should have known better. She's not a dummy. Okabe, she's not a dummy. What am I doing? After I left Tenoji's house, I called Mayuri to ask when she would arrive in Akiba. Then I went to the station to pick her up. Anxiety still smolders in my heart. We managed to survive yesterday, but that doesn't guarantee our safety forever. It's entirely possible for Maika to attack now on the afternoon of the 14th. Maybe I'm being overprotective, but I still can't shake the image of Mayuri's death from my mind. I don't even want to have to go through that again.
Mayuri, 例えばの話だ。コミマが終わるまで秋葉に来るのはやめた方がいいのではないか。
Brains like also it's Nyaehh. It's very important that at least that E is there. I'm not just a Nyaehh. Just a thought. Oh, we had that. No response. I looked to the side. Where did she go? Panicked, I scanned the area and catch sight of her wandering towards a newly opened shaved ice stand. I mean, I would go there too. That it is. Can't she tell how worried I am? Kurisu is glaring at me with an iced coffee in her hand. We're in the lab, which appears to have become her second home. I mean, she's supposed to go back to US in like 2 weeks, right? I'm sitting at the computer searching for the intel on the IBN. I still don't know where it is. I went to Yanabayashi Shrine this morning, but alas, it wasn't there. Suzu had promised to get one to us somehow, her gift to us from 1975. Without it, we can't hack into CERN database, meaning we can't achieve divergence over 1%. You taste tested for lunch. Did she have to tell Kurisu of all people? Mayuri looks so carefree as she stuffs her cheeks with takoyaki. I'm pretty sure she's smiling not because of my love, but because of the takoyaki's deliciousness. Typical Mayuri. But seriously, did you have to tell Kurisu?
で、実際のところどうなの？
どう？
前から不思議だったのよね。あんたたち、
そう見えるのか？
Just what sort of delusions does this girl
あ
have?
のね、オカリンとマユシーは
Oh,
食べながら話すな。
ah, okay. She just had her mouth
じゃあ
stuffed.
付き合ってないんだ。まあ
クリスティーナよ。
は？何よいきなり。
俺は気づいた。恋の話になる。
I saw how your eyes lit up at the first hint of aroma.
恋の話を恋バナと読んでしまうお年頃だな。少子。そんな。
This love has no need of the poppies and flowers in your head. It feels strange to be spewing this Chernobyl nonsense again after what I've been through. Is my innocence lost forever?
マッドサイエンティストかっこ自称の中二病患者が
Oh, she got
何言って
pissed.
やがりますか。
It's been a long time since I argued with Kurisu like this too. The thought brings a sudden pang of loneliness. After failing to save Mayuri, I sought help from this genius girl. Even though her words were at times harsh, she supported and encouraged me to the end. But now, all of that has vanished along with the time we spent with Suzuha. Thank you for your help, Kurisu. I silently give her my sincere gratitude. I finished typing on the keyboard inside, then turned to the divergence meter sitting on the shelf. The display still reads the same. What does that mean?
世界の構造はいくつもの可能性世界線が重ね合わメーターの数値が 1% アトラクタフィールドアルファの範囲外。
Yeah, but what change we need to do to reach that 1%? Like, we skipped so many times. Then does that mean I haven't saved her? Divergence is still less than percent. Is the world still converging on Mayuri's death? It can't be. It can't be. I mean, nothing happened yesterday. Mayuri's here safe and sound, so nothing will happen to her. It won't. I wanted to believe that, but the doubt within my heart is growing thick and black. I can hardly think about anything else now. No matter how hard I stare at it, the number on the meter doesn't change a digit. So far, reading Steiner has only activated after we sent past changing emails. What about when I time leap? The vertigo I feel when I time leap might be caused by reading Steiner. Or maybe it's just a side effect of the memory transfer. It's impossible to know. In any case, I've prepared for the worst. I've already set the time leap machine timer to send my memories 3 hours into the past, and with Dado's help I found a remote for the 42-inch CRT downstairs. Our previous phone weight named subject to change experiments made a hole in the floor. Instead of fixing the hole, I made it bigger. The 42-inch is right under the hole, so if I pointed the remote at the hole and press the power button, the TV turns on. Now, should things go wrong, I can time lead at a moment's notice. And I also have future gadget number 4, Mode Snake, on hand in case of emergency. And that was the one that was making smoke.
岡部、
Kurisu enters the development
タイ
room.
ムリープマシンの実験はしないんじゃなかったの？
もしもの時のためだ。
もしも。
I don't want to answer that. I keep praying that my fears will not be realized. It's okay. Everything will be okay. They didn't attack yesterday, so they won't attack today. At the very last, we've changed Mayuri's fate. But still, I can't help but pray. Please, let Mayuri be safe. Don't let anything happen. My prayers got unanswered. Little does he know he's 4 chapters early. The door slams open. 5 men burst into the lab. I recognize them, the Rounders. They aim their guns at us. I freeze. Despair seizes my heart. My worst fears have come true. It's happening exactly the same as before, only this time Suzuha isn't here to save us. Even the dark-skinned men's words are the same. Eventually the unpleasant clack of heels echoes down the hallway.
萌香さん、
タイムマシンを回収させてもらう。
I suppress my terror and grab Mayuri's arm. I wonder if he actually time skipped to the point where he told her the time machine is ready. Like, that probably wouldn't happen, right? Because how would she know? The crook-hot man says something he hasn't
マキ
before.
サ・クリス、岡部倫太郎、覇手抵抗は許されない。とにかく あなたたちに逃げ場、私たちの仲間は
What do I do? Should I use my concealed mode snake right now? Use it and then timely? But Mayuri hasn't been killed yet. There's a chance she might not be killed on this world line. The crew cutman points his gun at me. My heartbeat jumps up. Cold sweat breaks out all over my body. I've only raised my left. I have to use it. I swallow my fear and activate Mode Snake. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see. The rounders won't be able to aim through this. I have to time leap while it lasts. I grab Mayuri's hand and fumble through the smoke towards the development room. I hear the sound of guns firing wildly behind me. Suddenly, Mayuri's arms gets heavy. God damn it! I trip forward and land on my face. Our hands were separated in the fall. I grope around and soon find her slender hand. Mayuri's feeble whisper reaches my ears. Was she hit? The rounder blind shot hit Mayuri? Mayuri's voice quickly fades away. Strength drains from her fingers. But Mayuri doesn't answer. I'm sorry, Mayuri. Once again I failed to save you. I thought I had succeeded, but I was wrong. I hear my teeth grinding in my head. I hear Kurisu and Dedaru screaming as the gunfire continues. A sharp pain flares at the top of my head. I press down with my hand. It comes away soaked with blood. It hurts. It hurts. It feels like someone took a saw to my skull. My ears are ringing. I stumble. I can't stand up straight. I need to get to the time leap machine. I squeeze Mayuri's limp hand one last time, then crawl to the development room, fumble for the headgear and to put it on. I point at the remote at the hall and press the power button. The TV turns on downstairs. I can hear people laughing on the screen. Shit. I clench my fists in frustration. The time leap machine is already activated. The discharge phenomenon is starting. The floor begins to shake. Once again, I leap to the past. We have so many things that we've done to the past. I don't think we can actually undo all of them, right? The world collapses, then reforms. Once again, I feel that odd numbness behind my eyes. The pain at the top of my head is gone. I wipe the sweat off my brow and look around. I can't see Mode Snake vapor anymore. The air is clear. Kurisu is reading a Western book, like usual. Mayuri is playing a handheld game while eating a banana. Daru isn't here. I recall he said he was going out somewhere. I quickly swallow my words. When I wave my hand, no, Mayuri tilts her head quizzically, then goes back to her game. I sink into the sofa and close my eyes. Somehow, I resist the urge to scream in frustration. I have to think. I erased our memories with Suzuha. I changed the word line, but it wasn't enough. The virgin meter still reads 04. How do I get that above 1%? Wait, if I try to solve the problem alone, it'll just end the same way. I need to consult Kurisu. I lead her out of the lab. We sit on the bench in front of the building. Suzuha's bicycle is still absent. No, it might be serious. Kurisu frowns at her own words. What about the fork? I nod. Kurisu gives me a blank stare. When we prevented Suzuha from leaving on August 9th, she ended up staying until August 13th. But that outcome was changed by my last D-mail. What happened during those first days on this world line? It looks like I have to explain everything all over again. I told her about Mayuri's many deaths and about what happened with Suzuha and Moeka. I also gave a summary of what Suzuha told me about the structure of the universe. Kurisu does not appear to doubt my story.
話をまとめると IBN5100 が手元に戻ってくれば勝ち。
Kurisu sums up what I told her.
あくまで予測だけど天音さんの話を逆の視点から考えてみればいい。 IBN5100 を岡部が手に入れてセルにあるデータを消すその瞬間が分岐の臨界点なん
But
だ
how
と
do
思う。
we get it when we don't know where it is?
おそらくその瞬間ダイバージェンスは 1% オーバーに達するはず。
問題は IBN5100。
岡部は一度 IBN5100 を手に入れている。その世界線へもう一度行けることができれば必然的に手元に。
なるほど。IBN5100 はあると。
前にそのことで騒いでたわね。あの時は岡部がついに妄想と現実の区別がつかなくなったかと思う。
アメリカかぶれめ。
Wanna be American?
クリスチャンはクリス
She
チャン
wants
と
to
で
be
もいいだろう。
wanna be American. Kurisu looks at me in disdain as soon as those words leave my lips.
誰がうまいこと言えと言った。
俺も
I regretted to. This is no time
そ
for
れで苦しい
puns.
な。お前はこう言いたいんだな。俺たちが生じさせてしまった世界の歪み、すなわち
Pretty much.
IBN5100 を俺が柳林神社で見つけた世界線へと。
From what I've experienced so far, I'm confident that the IBN's disappearance from the lab wasn't due to theft. After all, I was sleeping at the lab, and whenever I wasn't around, another labman was. The lab was occupied every hour of the day. It would have been impossible for someone to steal that heavy computer without anyone noticing. It makes more sense to assume that the D-mail caused us to diverge from the world line where I found it, at the Yanabayashi shrine.
あくまで仮説だけど私はあんたの説明だけをもとに判断しているから。もしあんたが事実誤認をしていたり私を騙そうとしていたり妄想を垂れ流してい
This
た
assistant of mine has no confidence in me at all.
この仮説を盲目的に信じてもらっても困る。保険はいくつかあるとはいえ迂闊な行動をとってもしも罪になってしまったら真由里を二度と助けられなくなるんだから。
We still have like two big changes that we done, right? We made Lukaku a girl and we changed Akiba, right? Those were the two big changes. I would ask for Suzuha's opinion too if she were here, but on this world line she traveled to 1975 on the night of August 9th. There's no way I can speak to her
どう
now.
して IBN5100 が消えたのか。それを突き止めるのが解を導く。
わからないのはマユリの死ぬタイミングがちょうど20。
確かに気になるな。だいぶバタフライエフェクトの可能性がある。それならほんのとにかく慎重な行動が大切。不用意な、例えば一番危険なのは
That's true. He needs to be very careful now.
計測できるのはおそらく岡部だけだから。絶対に。
もしかして
は何それ。誰得。
She just went full tsundere on him.
勘違いするな。つまり死ぬなって言ったのはあんたが貴重な被験者だからよ。世界線云々はともかくあんたのその何度もタイムリープしていながら記憶が継続してる脳ってのはあんたの脳をマッピングして一体何がどうなってるのか確かめ。だから引き続き実験をガンガンやってくれると私としても助かるわけ。タイムリープマシンはいわば私の研究の。
落ち着け。
Kurisu turns away with a sour expression. This assistant of mine can be difficult sometimes. Anyway, I consider her hypothesis. In order to return to the world line where I found IBN at the Yanabayashi shrine, we need to cancel all the emails we sent so far. Boing. The theory is sound and I've got nothing else to go on. I checked the clock. It's 6:42. Only 1 hour until Moeka's raid. I decided to time leap once more to the afternoon of the 13th, just before the time leap machine is completed.
お前の案を。
そう。
I take Kurisu's hand and grasp it firmly.
お前には
謝るの。そもそも前にあんたを助けたこと
Are
なん
you
て
going to take
私はちっとも覚え
responsibility
てないの
for
よ。
this?
どう責任取ってくれるの。
Why is she getting mad at me? I just don't understand her.
できればそうすればあんたの情けない姿をネタにいつでも。
お前は実に性格が悪いな。
あんたが言うな。
With that, I leap 28 hours into the past. I don't remember on which day we changed the past of the two other girls. Time leap complete. I'm standing in the lab as usual. My brain feels like it's been pinched. I endure the pain as I check my watch. It's 1:47 p.m. Chris is almost done with the time leap machine and Mayuri is almost done with Lukaku's costume. They should both be done in about 10 minutes. I leave the lab and sit on the bench in front of the brown tube workshop. Let's go over the plan. Cancel all the emails that have changed the past so far. Of course, that includes emails sent by people other than me. Specifically, I'm only concerned with the emails that triggered reading Steiner. We sent several of them as experiments. For example, Operation Urt Stage 2, the Lotto 6 experiment, involved one such email. But the real problem is what other people sent. Mayuri and Kurisu haven't sent any emails. Daru sent his past self a strategy to win Faris Cup, but reading Steiner didn't activate, so the versions must not have changed. That leaves 3 emails to deal with. Those sent by Moeka, Lukaku, and Faris. The most problematic is the one Faris sent, which is also the most recent. I have no idea what it said, so I don't know how it cancelled it. Faris' email caused a dramatic change to Akiba. All of the Moe stores disappeared. That's my only hint. I'm the only one who remembers how things were before that change, so I won't get any answer from Faris, even if I ask her directly. But still, I have at least tried. I should get in touch with her. First, let's try contacting her by her phone or email. Meeting face-to-face would be best, but my queen doesn't exist on this world line, meaning I would have to go to that high-class apartment complex. I should try contacting her first. I decide to call her. The ringtone echoes in my ears. It's not connecting. I stab the end button and open my mailbox. I'll write Faris an email. Please respond. It's Okabe. It's urgent. Contact me. There's no time. Just give it to her straight. I send it. Afterwards, I sit and stare at the screen, waiting. I've already tried sending 3 mails and calling 4 or 5 times, but 30 minutes passed without a single response. Unable to hide my frustration, I storm off towards Faris' apartment. Oh, that's a big building. I arrived at the tall apartment building soaked in sweat. I've been running an awful lot lately. It made me realize how out of shape I am. I wish I worked out more. This complex has an automatic lock, so I have to call up from the lobby intercom. I enter the number of Faris' apartment, and a man's calm voice soon replies. Judging by the voice, it's not Faris' dad, but her butler.
フェイリーじゃなくてルミホさんにお会いした。残念ながらお嬢様はじゃあ
Where did she go?
前に一度ここには遊び。
おっしゃる通りでございますが、やはり私からは。
He's obviously trying to end the conversation, so I panic to get the last word in.
待ってください。フェイリスと大至急連絡。
では、お時間を終わらた。
Frustrated by this new turn of events, my anger threatens to boil over. Damn inflexible geezer. I leave the lobby. My opinion doesn't exist on this world line. Faris isn't responding to my calls or emails either. Where could she be? Underneath the incandescent heat of the sun, I suddenly get an idea. Daru, if anyone knows where Faris is, it'll be that stalker of hers.
もしもし、オカリン。
It's awfully noisy on the other end of the phone, but I don't care about that.
フェイリスが今どこにいるか。
フェイリスタン
1秒でも早く連絡を取りたい。
今すぐは無理じゃね。
場所さえ教えてくれればいい。
どこにいるかなら知って。
どこだ？どこに？
UPX の会場。
I look up. I'm standing right in front of
会
UPX,
場とは。
今日はライネット AB グラちゃんの
which is taking part in competitions?
ライネットアクセスバトラー。日本中のライネッターが参加してる大会。ちなみにフェイリスタンは今年冬。
決勝戦。
で僕は今まさにそれを。
So that's
今
why.
から行く。
I'm headed there now. What
オカリ
floor?
ンチケット。
Do you have a
持っていないが
ticket?
それ無理。警備がめっちゃ厳。きっとオカリンははい。
それなら外に出てき。
だが断は
No
4時ま
way.
でには終わるから。
おい、誰？
So that's why he was gone from the lab. That inflexible bastard. Looks like I don't have a choice. All I can do is wait like Daru suggested. The 4 tons of people spew out of the building. They're mostly parents with children, but there are also men and women in their 20s and 30s. Seems like a wide customer base. Some people are dressed in cosplay, and others are carrying Rhinet goods and paperbacks. They're the ones you would expect to be here. Maybe I should try calling Faris again. The match should be over. Why won't she pick up? My frustration peaks. I tell myself to calm down, but it doesn't work. One obstacle after another. I'm on the verge of losing it. I pace back and forth as I watch the exiting crowd. I try calling Daru again, but now even he's not answering. Looks like I don't have a choice.
ちょっとすいません。
I approach several men gathered near the UPX entrance. They've got tattered leather jackets and excessive silver accessories. Not the sort of people I usually hang out with.
ライネットチャンピオンのフェイリスさんは
They suddenly give me dangerous
ライネッ
looks.
トチャンピオンのフェイリス
Ah, this
さん
is gonna end up badly.
聞いたかよお
The
前
man tosses a grin to the other members of his post. Snobby, unpleasant laughter resounds. I struggle to suppress my
知
anger.
っているなら教えてほしいんですが
Now the man directs his grin towards me.
てめえあの元チャンプの仲間か
Former champ. While I'm puzzling this out, the man suddenly steps right up in my face. Something smashes into my forehead. Stars explode behind my eyes. I fall into my back. It's hot above my brow, and as if I was branding iron was pressed to it. But that quickly fades to a dull throbbing. I finally realize that the nutcase headbutted me. What the hell? Why would he do that? Did I do something to this guy? Or is he a Faris hater? I stagger to my feet. The man stops to pick up his hat, which fell off when he headbutted me. That's when I see it. Right on top of his head, there's a small space devoid of hair. There's no way I could miss it. A bald spot.
いきなり悪かったな
Ow. A man with a bald spot who seems to whisper to Gaia to shine more. What? What is his name?
俺のダーティーなハートがざわついちまったのさいいか俺の前で二度とフェイリスなんていうそれが嫌だというならストリートシーンにおいてこの俺
What the hell is this guy talking about? He's obviously living in his own stupid world.
俺はシド
Oh, now that Okabe is the one to call someone out on that, right?
シド秋葉に降臨した最強のダテワルライネ知ってるかドライ
それはやけどではなく凍傷だ
When I point out the scientific truth, the man with the bald spot and his lackeys get pissed. This doesn't look good. I don't have time to get into a fight. I decide to stage a tactical retreat. Afterwards, I go to the assembly hall and ask the staff about Faris. No luck. When I try calling Daru again, he says maybe she went home already in a bumped out voice. I return to Faris' apartment building and ring the intercom again. The battler responds once more.
岡部と言います
The intercom goes silent for a while, and then the automatic door lurks open, allowing me inside the elevator hall. I give him my things and hurry into the elevator. The butler guides me into the bedroom, where Faris is sitting on the sofa, hugging her knees. She doesn't look up, even when I approach.
やっと会えた
She looks exhausted, like all the life has been drained out of her. I've never seen Faris like this.
一体どうしたんだ
こんなことありえないにゃあいつらの卑怯な邪魔がにゃければ
Oh my dear lord, she's devastated.
約束したのにパパきっとがっかりしてるん
What is she saying? No, wait.
合わせ
I
る
think I
こと
get
が
it.
ないにゃ
I recall what happened after Faris' last final match in the Rhineland Championship. That leather-clad asshole called her the former champ. I guess that means she lost, and that's why she's depressed. I feel bad for her, but I don't have time to deal with this.
フェイリス聞いてくれ
Faris blinks her eyes repeatedly when I grab her by the shoulders, but her eyes are glazed and empty of
お前
light.
は以前俺たちが発明したタイムマシンで D メールを送っ
はにゃ
I knew it was useless, but I had to ask. Faris doesn't remember. In fact, from her perspective, it never happened. How do I
例え
explain?
ば考えてみてくれこの秋葉にもし仮にお前がタイムマシンを使って そんな秋葉を今のような電気街にするとしたら
I know it's a really cryptic question, but I can't think of a better
タ
way.
イムマシン
Paris murmurs with a blank expression on her
タイムマ
face.
シン
She repeats the same phrase. Her eyes gradually regain their brightness, and then, all at once,
今日も
she presses up against me.
何を
She smells good. Fari's cat ears tickle my nose. I go stiff, not knowing what to do about this sudden turning of events. She looks up at me. She looks so desperate, I feel my heart pound
タイム
faster.
マシンって本当なのかにゃ
Fari stares at me even more intensely, like she's trying to sing inside my
信
soul.
じるにゃ
Just when I get the feeling she believed me way too easily, she suddenly starts clutching her head.
フェイリスはタイムマシンを使ったよう
What?
な気がするのにゃ
No way, she has to be acting.
本当
フェイリスはタイムマ
Ah,
シンに
yeah,
乗って
she's acting.
お前が
そうにゃまただんだん思い出して
Fari then holds her head and looks at me with tears in her eyes.
これは
Does Faris have reading Steiner too? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I need to find out, but how? Calm down, I need to think. Should I contact Kurisu or should I?
今日も
Faris continues to cling to me, and all I can do is hold her warm, soft, slender body in my arms. I need to make her remember somehow. Gaslight gatekeeper.
ぐちゃぐちゃになりそうにゃ
Isn't she amazing? Like, Faris is the best character in the video game, I kid you not.
しっかりしろ俺にでき
And
るこ
he's
とは
buying it?
なんだ
勝てれば思い出せるかもにゃ
何
Ah, bad
かつて
bad
No.
hole.
バイラルアタッカーズにゃでも卑怯な妨害行為にあってそのせいでフェイリスは頭お願いにゃ今日もだから
のお前
You're a freaking
ちなみ
blackmailer.
にこれは演技じゃないよな
何のことかにゃ
Don't tell me she just wants to use the time machine to win her Rhinet match. Considering her personality, that's actually pretty likely. After all, this is a girl who twists men around her finger.
ひどい
And then Faris starts crying into my chest.
フェイリスは今日のために一生懸命思い出そうとそれを演技だなんて言われて傷ついたにゃ
だいやすまない
Tears emerge from the corners of her eyes. I have no idea what to do in this situation. Judging by her tears, I don't think she's lying. But there's really no basis to the theory that she'll remember if she wins the Rhinet
お願
tournament.
いにゃ
Faris whisper into my
フェイ
ears.
リスを勝たせてほしい
Immediately afterward, I feel something warm and wet on my earlobe. Faris brushes her teeth against my ear, sending electricity through my entire body.
待てわかった
I quickly pull away from her. That was dangerous. I almost exploded.
わかったフェイリス
Do it your way.
ああどうしても記憶を取り戻してもらいたいからな
Faris tries to throw her arms around me, but I quickly evade. She face dives into the sofa awkwardly.
ふにゃなんでよ
いやお前が慣れ
I'm
慣れ
not
し
good
す
at
ぎる
dealing with Faris. She's using me here, I'm sure. I'm being tricked, aren't I? Remember when she tricked him the last time and he was like, she tricked me, that damn cat girl. Help me, she said. Nyaehh, she said. I shake my head. Even so, I have no choice but to help her win the tournament. I'll try anything that could possibly yield results. As long as I keep doing that, I'll find a solution eventually. I have to
こ
believe
れから
that.
俺は今日の朝へと飛んでお前に
メールを送るんじゃないの
すでに我がラボでは意識を過去へと
すごいにゃつまり強
えと
Don't play along. Whatever you do, don't play
だ
along.
ったらそれを使ってフェイリスを今日の朝
ダメだ
の
タイムリープマシンは俺
今日も
あれはおいそれと使っていいものじゃない
It has yet to fail once so far, but my luck might not last forever. Suzuha lost her memory after traveling in a broken time machine. Her time machine was different, of course, but something similar could happen with the time leap machine. Considering the time machine's low budget and rushed schedule, it wouldn't be surprising if it broke somehow. And there's one more thing. I shouldn't allow anyone else to change the past. My goal is to return to the world line with the IBN, then use it to escape from the Alpha Attractor field. The fewer changes made, the better.
責任を持って改変する。俺を信じろ、フェイリス。
わかったにゃ。
I brace my wobbling feet. As my vision recovers, I check the clock. It's 10:38 a.m. The time leap was successful. According to Faris, she lost the match due to cleverly concealed interference from the opposing team. Faris told me how to counter that, her plan.
サングラスと耳栓を決勝そうすれば妨害なんてへっちゃらで 100% 勝てるにゃ。
What's true with it? I wonder if she's right. No, now's not the time to doubt. Faris said she would arrive at assembly around 12. I head to IPX, making sure to buy sunglasses and earplugs on the way. There is still half an hour before the tournament begins, but there's already a line outside. I don't think that there will be many participants since it's already the finals, but it turns out there's another tournament for the public at the same time. The opening act, so to speak. The participants enter the hall through a different entrance than the spectators. I am at the participants' entrance waiting for Faris to make her appearance. And about 15 minutes, Faris appears. She lives right next to door to UPX, so she's got a lot of leeway time-wise. She's got her cat ears and her maid uniform on. It feels strange to see her wearing that uniform despite May Queen not existing on this world line. She opens her eyes wide when she sees me.
お前に会いたくて待っていたのだ。
Are you confessing your love to me?
なんでだよ。
今日の京馬はノリが悪いにゃ。いつもならもっと言い返してくるはずにゃ。
I don't have time to be hoying Kyoma now.
決勝前でナーバスなんだからもっと盛り上げてほしいにゃ。
She doesn't look
いい
nervous.
から聞いてくれ、フェイリス。
重要？でも京馬は来年。
いや、ルールとかそういうもん。
じゃあなんなのにゃ。
She peers at me with the questioning eyes. I'd better give her the goods before I screw
こ
this
れを
up.
受け取ってくれ。
I try handing over the sunglasses and earplugs I bought on the way here, but Faris pulls back as if on
京
guard.
馬？
Dazzling. How rude!
普通プレゼントな。
そうじゃない。これは妨害対策なんだよ。
にゃ？
いいか。よく聞け。
知ってるにゃ。
No. He knows how. Why?
ちなみにフェイリスは
And Faris came from space. Don't forget, this is Faris
冗談を言
Nyan.
ってるわけじゃない。俺は今日のライネットグラちゃん決勝の結果を。
聞かなくてもわかるにゃ。フェイリス。
いいや、お前は負けた。
にゃお。
Oh, she got so pissed. She
だが
frowns.
それは敵チームの妨害にあったせいだ。
I desperately try to convince her, but Faris just hangs her head, making it hard to read her
聞いて
expression.
いるのか？
I grab Faris' slender shoulders. She's
フ
shaking.
ェイリス？
And then she suddenly explodes.
今日はフェイリスにとっては大事な試合なのによくも負ける。
いや、だから実力で。
聞きたくないにゃ。
Oh my dear lord. Damn new cat girl, for once in your life, listen to me.
待て、どうしてもお前に勝ってもらわなければ。
だからフェイリス、それにそんなキモいメガネなんてかけたくないにゃ。フェイリスは常に可愛
Perhaps
い。
she's getting angry at me now.
みんなに喜んでもらえてるのにゃ。
Please, but only begin to undo this. Are you seriously considering electronic locks and keys? Who has that kind of money? You're being ridiculous as usual. You need to face reality for a chance. I think reality was another keyword. Alright. I'll tell you the truth, but keep it a secret. CERN is after us. I need your help. I'm not a participant, so if she makes it inside, that's the end of it.
話を最後まで聞いてくれ。
Bearing this pain in my shin, I force my way in front of Faris and stand in her way.
頼む。
Oh my dear lord. Faris suddenly starts shouting. She grabs the attention of the surrounding participants and spectators. Even staff members are gathering. Crap, I can't talk about the time machines or Mayuri's life with this much attention around us. But unless I can get Faris to listen to me, there is no way I can undo her email. What should I do? That smug voice. A tall man dressed entirely in black walks up to us with a grin on his face. Whenever he takes a step, all of his silver accessories jingle. He dramatically takes off his sunglasses, revealing the face of that guy who gave me trouble before. If I'm not mistaken, he calls himself 4 degrees or something like that. I'm the Black Diva. The viral attackers. I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's right. They're Faris' opponents for this match. They're trying to start a fight now. This is a guy who headbutts people out of nowhere, and he seems to hate Faris for some reason. Corrupted love of that worthless man. Oh my dear lord, he's even more delulu than Okada. Damn, this guy can talk, though I have no idea what he's saying. Faris seems to be thinking the same thing. Well, with that said, she quickly tries to enter the hall, but I grab her hand to detain her. Also. Is he gonna like pull off his hat to show the bald spot? The promotional posters all have a blue and white motif. It doesn't look like the black is the image color to me. But I'm the one who should be angry. Mayuri's life hangs in the balance. Faris isn't cooperating either. I can't believe this is happening. How can I get this guy to go away? After a moment's consideration, I decide to face him as a hoe in Kyoma. I hear giggles from all around. The hell is Lamau? How do you know about my untouchable black spot? I'll summon you to my garden, the black hell. He puts on his sunglasses and leaves. Consider this payback for the headbutt. It looks like my desperation paid off. Faris reluctantly accepts the 2 items I presented to her. Of course she doesn't take them out of the bag. Sooner or later, she won't have a choice. They should have agreed on like some phrase. The theme song to Rainet Kakeru plays through the hall, signaling the start of the finals. There's kind of majesty to the scene. The tension of the crowd peaks as its voltage reaches its climax. That is such a good scream. Faris makes her entrance to the thunderous cheering. She smiles brightly and waves to the audience. She really is like a queen. I notice she's not wearing the sunglasses I gave her. Nyaehh. The viral attackers consist of 4 degrees and some short guy with the same black leather fetish. They look like a couple of punks straight out of Ikebukuro. I stood in a stupefied awe as the excitement around me builds. Daru taps me on the shoulder. What's up? I can't tell if this is true or just more of your usual bullshit. Okay, but this is a serious situation. You're turning into the boy who cried wolf. So only tell me the truth from now on, please. I wonder why we cannot, like, respond to that one. That is weird. Oblivious to my anxiety, Daru starts jumping and waving. Oh my dear lord, we also need to deal with that guy. Moe moe. Cameras flash as everyone tries to get a picture of the cat girl. The speakers carry her cute, cheerful voice to every corner of the hall. Apparently they gave microphones to them. Paris puts on an impish smile and turns to the audience in a sexy pose. Wow, the entire hall shakes with the audience roar. Paris' popularity is overwhelming. Marini? Daru has totally lost it. I wonder if Faris will be alright. Judging from her enthusiasm, it certainly looks like she'll be fine. Once the cheering dies down, I speak to Daru. Oh.
バイラルアタッカーズというのは
あんまり詳しくただそれ以上にウサンクス取り巻きがいっぱいいてさいつも群れてるんだここまでグラちゃんで対戦したチームのうちそれだけじゃなくて秋葉とか池袋とかに
Beating up Otaku and Akiba in Ikebukuro.
そんな奴らがなぜ野放し
そりゃ証拠がないからっしょライネッターって子供とかオタが多いから
Viral attackers. Faris told me that their interference cost her the game. But as long as she's got the sunglasses and earplugs I gave her, she should be able to win. If she wins, she might be able to recall the contents of the email she sent. At least that's what she said. I had to sneeze so hard I had to mute myself. I need Faris to win. Mayuri's life depends on it. I'm counting on you, Faris. Faris rises to the stage, heralded by thunderous cheers. And naturally, on the other side, there is 4 degrees. Thank you. They face off across the circuit mat.
2人タッグの場合
要するに相談できるんだよ2人分の考え方が加わることでまあ心配ないってフェイリスさんならあんなドキュン両者準備はよろしいですね
The referee gathers Faris and the 2 virals for a coin toss to decide who takes the first turn. Instantly, silence falls on the assembly hall. Everyone holds their breath in anticipation. The referee shouts signals to the start of the game. The room erupts in cheers. First up is Faris. The huge monitor hanging from the ceiling displays the circuit mat, the thing that looks like a chessboard. The cards glitter and sparkle in the stage highs. All cards on the board are face down, but each player is allowed to peek at his cards. The cameras are oriented in a way that the audience can't see the cards they have. According to Daru, Rainet Axis Battles is a game of psychological warfare. It's all about figuring out where your opponent has placed his cards. Each player starts with 4 link cards and 4 virus cards for a total of 8 cards face down on the board. The victory conditions are a little complex, but in short, if you win if you take 4 of your opponent's link cards or if you make your opponent take 4 of your virus cards. The game starts with each player trying to figure out how the other has placed his or her cards. Knowing your opponent's layout lets you shift the game to your advantage. That's why it's important to be careful what moves you make, whether you're attacking or defending. Your duel partner is there to make it harder for your opponent to read your thoughts. I watch as the duel between Faris and the viral attackers unfolds before my eyes. Every time a link card or a virus card is revealed, waves of excitement ripple through the audience. I'm starting to understand just how amazing Faris must be to become a champion by herself. The audience is on the edge of their seats. As best as I can tell, it looks like the viral attackers are true to their name, on the attack.
フェイリス
フェイリスさんはスロースターターっつうか前半は相手のその代わり終盤になるといつも今回もそういう作戦で行くんじゃね
But contrary to Dara's expectation, Faris charges into enemy territory with a card equipped with a skill called Line Boost. Undaunted, the Virals meet her attack head-on, countering with their own Line Boost equipped card. Oddly enough, Faris makes the first move. She waits for the Virals to overextend themselves, then snatches one of their cards using her Line Boost equipped card. We won't know if the card she took was a Link card or a Virus card until she opens it. The card Faris snatched is a Virus card, I guess. Ah, she almost never goes on the offensive. Maybe the Virals are enough of the threat. Ah. Oh, God, I hate this guy. And he speaks way too much. Plus one person in the know that was one. He sure can talk, and I still have no idea what he's saying. Yeah, I hate them too, Daru. Faris was radiant when she greeted the audience. And I guess now she's like not so radiant anymore. Like I care, perv. Only 3 minutes have passed since the start of the duel and Faris is already frowning. She's also fidgeting in her seat as if there's something bothering her. It appears in short intervals, so it's difficult to spot, but there's definitely a laser shining in her eyes. And the audience is huge. It's impossible to tell where the beam is coming from. There could be multiple lasers for all I know. That's why she wanted sunglasses. Now I get it. This is why yeah. Put on the damn sunglasses, Faris. Alas, my telepathic message doesn't reach her. I clench my teeth and stand up. I ignore him. Meanwhile, the game is still proceeding. Faris takes the card she used for her first attack and instead of sending it into enemy territory for another attack, pulls it back to fortify her defenses. The Virals respond by unleashing a massive assault on her line. They equip a card with Line Boost, which allows it to move it to twice, and then unequip it. Then they equip Line Boost to another card. It looks like their strategy is to attack in waves. They even seem willing to make sacrifices to a certain extent. And then, of course, the Virals are most likely attacking with a mix of both Link cards and Virus cards. Ah, poor Faris. I just can't stand him talk. Amateurish. I was too busy searching for the Violer underlings in the audience to pay attention to the match, but this new turn of events causes me to look up to the monitor. Every card you see send into the enemy server. I accidentally pressed. However, you're not required to reveal any cards you successfully send into enemy server. So it hurts. Okay, I need to stop having my hand on keyboard. But for some strange reason, Faris is trying to send a revealed virus card into her enemy's server. Even if it gets through, she won't be fooling anyone. Moreover, Faris has already taken 3 virus cards, one more and she'll lose, so she can't send that card through even if she wants to. So what exactly was she's trying to accomplish? Is she really that distracted by the laser beam? Someone in the audience echoes his vulgar laughter, so that's where his underlings are. I push my way through the audience in the direction of the laughter. I guess most Rhinators really do hate the Virals, but Faris herself doesn't respond to taunts. She just bites her lip and closes her eyes. Come on, just put on the sunglasses. This cute thinks-only policy of hers is going to cost her the match, or maybe it's impossible to prevent Faris from losing. Maybe convergence will bring about the same result. The audience gasps. Oh no. Oh no, she's losing. I don't think that finding the guy with the laser will do anything. A gun. Taking advantage of his surprise, I snatched the laser pointer out of his hand and disappeared back into the crowd. Punk starts shouting but gives up when he can't find me. That takes care of the laser. Now Faris can focus on the game. A scream goes up from the audience. He snatched another card. Ah, there's the third one. Faris still doesn't respond. She hasn't said a word since the match started, but I got rid of the interference, so she should come up with a reversal any second now. I don't think that she has anything she can come up with now. Is that another laser? Oh my lord. If Paris does have that kind of power, then no wonder she's so good at Rainet. My Trinity imagination starts to run wild, but I try my best to keep it suppressed. If Paris really can see through lies, it would explain why she hated the laser beam attacks so much. It would also explain why her moves made so little sense this match. Change the Directory is a special type of card called the Terminal card. Once per game it allows you to switch the placement of 2 of your own pieces. Of course, you may also pretend to switch them. Additionally, if either of the 2 cards were exposed by Vero's checker, it gets flipped back face down. I get it. With Change Directory, she can switch out that virus card she placed near the enemy's server. And just as expected, she changes the virus card with a card that 4 degrees has surrounded with his card. Or maybe she just pretended to. Either way, nobody knows which card is the link card and which is the virus one. Nobody except for Faris, that is. And pretty interesting ploy. But will it work? Ah, I'm so tense now. Blunder. Without a moment's hesitation, he captures the pieces Faris placed next to his server. I'm stressed. Wait, is that right? But even if it's a virus card, it'll still be a match point. It's going to end without Faris demonstrating any of her power. Is it over? The virals have taken 3 link cards and 3 virus card match point. That doesn't even matter. Faris only has 2 cards left. Oh, she's so doomed. Yeah, of course it means she's gonna lose. I mean, what advice can I give her if I don't even know the game? His attitude disgusts me. Same, I'm actually nauseous looking at him. Did she win? Faris is back to her usual speech patterns. She's even got a fearless smile on her face. That's not the look of Rainet facing certain defeat. And then Faris pulls something out of her ears. Wait, earplugs? Those are the ones I gave her this morning. She wore the earplugs, but not the sunglasses. What? To catch the opponent unprepared?
何ドリーミーなこと言っ
あなたが今取ったフェイリスのカード。
まさか
No way. The card he just took wasn't the link card?
そんなはずはチェンジディレクトリでウィルスカードとウィルスカードをあえて交換する。
いいから、そのカードを早くめくってみるにゃ。
He slowly flips over the card he took from Faris. The entire audience waits for the card to be revealed and then displayed on the monitor.
なんとリンクカードだと思われていた大逆転
Thank God, Faris. Holy shit. She scared me so much. She did it. She really turned defeat into victory. It's like she knew exactly what was going to happen. She was in control of the battle all along. The audience goes wild. The cheers shake the hall. As the hall rocks with jubilation of the crown, Daru and I clasp hands and share in the excitement of Faris' victory. With the tournament over, I wait for Faris outside the hall. I sent Daru home already. I have to tell Faris about Mayuri soon and I don't want him to hear it. How did he even manage to do that? Suddenly, she runs up to me, paying no heed to the curious stares of the crowd. She's still in her maid clothes, and she's carrying 2 bouquets of flowers, which she received from her adoring fans. She jumps at me before I can finish. She jumps into my arms, embracing me, and there's a warm feeling against my cheek. Yugi Muto if he was the queen of games? I don't know who Yugi is. I don't know the reference. Enlighten me. A kiss. Was that a kiss? Faris smiles innocently. It's like her entire body is glowing with pure joy.
いやこんな形でお礼をしてもらうのはちょっと困る
I know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, but I was never into the universe. I have friends who are into Yu-Gi-Oh though. Faris puts on an impish smile. I forcefully pry Faris' body off me. Everyone is staring at us. Faris bashfully paws at her head. I take that paw of hers and leave the scene. We get to the overpass and finally lose sight of all the tournament spectators. Faris looks at me in confusion.
2時間後のお前だそこでお前は俺にタイムマシンを使って
タイムマシン
これはいわば契約だお前は本来忘れライネットの大会に勝てさえすれば
にゃにゃ
どうだ思い
Faris stares into my eyes as if she's looking for something. Then she puts a finger against her lips in thought. Finally, she smiles.
それはフェイリスの嘘じゃないかにゃ
Yeah, you should have figured that one.
その時のフェイリスはバイラルに負けて落ち込んでたんじゃないかにゃだから出ないとパパに合わせる顔がないからにゃだからきっと思い出すとかなんとかは京馬に話を合わせただけのよ
God damn it.
ことだ
I should have expected it from how she normally acts. I breathe a deep sigh and lean on the overpass guardrail. So in the end, all that work was for nothing. I still need to fix the warped timeline, but I don't know the contents of Faris' email. Faris forgot it ever happened and it isn't in her sent history. What should I do?
京馬
And suddenly, she whispers into my
フ
ear.
ェイリスの目を見るにゃ
何
いいから
Faris' face is right beside mine. Her breath tickles my ear. We're awfully close. Does she plan to kiss me on the lips this time? But her expression is uncharacteristically serious, so I gulp and I do as I'm told. I turn to Faris and stare down into her eyes. Faris looks up at me too. If an outsider were to see us, they would think we were a couple lost in our own world. This is the closest I have ever been to Faris. I'm captivated by the beauty of her features. Wow, her eyelashes are really long.
今日も緊張し
今は頭の中でフェルマーの
He's solving math in my head. Let's go.
緊張してるのにゃ。実はフェイリスは一つだけ魔法が使えるに。京馬にだけ特別に教えると、実はフェイリスは他人の心理を読み取ることができるのにゃ。スタンド名はチェシャーブレイク。どうにゃ？すごい。
俺にだけ特別ってさっきバイ
まさか奴らにこの秘密を知られるとは思わなかったにゃ。
I want to deny the existence of supernatural powers. After all, I have my own, called reading Steiner.
ちっちゃい頃からパパの交渉相手の顔を盗み見るうちに、どっちかっていうと直感とか勘に近いにゃ。
もしかしてお前
そうにゃ。フェイリスはエンターテイナーだにゃ。それにサングラスをつけると相手の考えを読みにくくなるのにゃ。
Is that why she didn't put them
この
on?
力のおかげで
Then why did she suggest him to bring
嘘
it?
ついていないことも分かった。
最初はちっとも相手をしてくれなかったではないか。
それは気が立ってただけにゃ。
It feels like she's tricking me again.
今の今日も嘘はフェイリスはその D メールっていうのを使ってできれば京馬のためにフェイリスも思い出してあげた。思い出せないにゃ。
そうか。
We've reached an impasse. I have no choice but to look for some other way. What could be the other way? I suddenly feel intense stares on us. I realize that we're surrounded by people, and are they jealous Faris fans who think I'm her boyfriend? I shudder at the thought, but I don't think that's the case. Then who are they? Moika's rounders? Oh shit. It's the bald spot guy again. What does he want now? I realize that the men surrounding us are all dressed like him, so are all of those guys viral attackers underlings? I wish not to see him again.
物言い？
このメス猫がよ。
イカ様などのはずがない。
フェイリスはあなたたちみたいに卑怯
だとてめえ。この黒のいいか。
I mean the laser?
汚れた白きシャム猫。俺は負けを認めねえ。
証拠がないのに適当な。
知らねえと思うから教えてやるぜ。この俺が黒といえば黒。それがライデン
Why
ト
did
の
we even stop in the middle of the street to talk?
ところでてめえの父親はで、ライネット AB グラちゃんはそのコネを大した悪党だな。泥水の中を這い回る。
How is she a badass? The virals started jeering me loudly.
あまりにもうまくいきすぎだ。
最低だよな。フェイリスってそういう人間だったんだな。
というわけでよ。
チャンピオン。
土下座してくれよ。この黒き明星である。
Okay, shut him up already.
変換しやがれ。
そうだそうだ。優勝。てか、二度とライネットアクセス。ライネッターを引退しろブス。
None of the onlookers approach. I guess they don't want to get involved. What a farce. How long do we have to listen to this? Exactly my thoughts. I grab her wrist and force our way through the surrounding virals. As we run from the place, I look back and see they are chasing after us.
もしもし。
僕だけど。
だろ。
今。
オカリンってまだ会場に
いない。
フェイリスさんは見てないよな。
Everything is on fire?
フェイリスさんのブログとか、フェイリスさんのファンサイトとかが。
Those scumbags.
切るぞ。
I press the end call button and run faster. Shouldn't we be already at her place? Keep running, just keep running. While gasping for oxygen, I pull her by the hand and run faster. We zigzag through the streets of Akiba until we loop back to UPX. Her home is right next door. We should have gone there first. My lungs are on fire. My legs are aching. I look at where she's pointing, and there I see several unsavory-looking young men clad in black leather loitering near the entrance. Oh, god damn it, they know. How many of them are there? All we can do is turn back. We need to find somewhere we can rest. The lab, we can manage something if we escape there. We'll need to get there somehow. Maybe some taxi or something. Why are we loitering around the lab? What the fuck? We end up seeking refuge in the ramen shop behind the lab. The ramen shop behind the lab. On another world line, there was a Mei Queen Yan, where Faris and Mayuri worked as maids. Actually, that might be the perfect place to hide. I take Faris' hand and run up the stairs. In the empty room are piles of what seems to be bags of flour. Faris and I hide behind one such a pile. I just hope nobody saw us come in. Help. Faris and I are hiding above Ramen Tasaburo. It's mostly empty with some sacks of wet flour. Nothing that looks useful as a weapon and nothing big enough to hide behind. They varial attackers are chasing us and I don't think they can be reasoned with. Normally I would have no trouble taking all of them, but I can't use all my strength with Faris nearby. Call us a taxi pronto. I sent the email. It's hot as hell in here. The running has made me thirsty. If this is where my queen, we'd have air conditioning and I could get something to drink. I just said the first thing that came to my mind, but Faris looked at me strangely. How do you know the name of the maid cafe that was supposed to open here? Hello? Are we gonna get like some breakthrough finally? If he left the store to me, it would have been the best maid cafe in all Japan. The Akihabara I know catered to fans of games, anime, and moe culture. The current Akiba is still the electric town of old. This used to be the maid cafe, Mei Queen Yan Square. But now it's a ramen shop. And if I remember correctly, Faris wasn't this attached to Rainet Axis battlers in the previous world line. Didn't she say that before the war line changed? That's right, it makes no sense for a high school girl to participate in development conferences, much less be the mastermind behind the modification of Akiba. Moe shops began to spring around 2002, didn't they? Back then, Faris was still 9 years old. Could this be a clue to the contents of Faris' email? On another world line, her dad donated the IBN to Yanabayashi. Or was it Faris who did that? Then why did he donate the IBN? The reason the Moe shops disappeared was because Faris didn't participate in the city development conferences. I guess that's what the email was about.
都市開発計画にそれを過去の自分に。
それは何の心理テストにゃ？
単なる例え話だ。
Paris ponders this for a while.
何？
ドラマみたいな展開にゃ。フェイリスはそういうのは結構信じちゃうタイプにゃ。だから例えばフェイリスが誘拐される
Suddenly she falls silent. It's a dark room. I can't read her expression.
かい？
フェイリス？
What's wrong? Paris suddenly clutches her head.
頭痛いにゃ。ねえ今日フェイリスはこの倉庫に来てから変な気分。すごく見慣れてる。ここ
You don't find a way to, like, make others use reading shiner too?
あるにゃ。
What does this mean? Is she messing with me again? No, this feels too real. Her face lights up, and then she grabs my
思
arm.
い
何を？
思い出したにゃ。
The force of her declaration stifles my
メイクイン
response.
にゃんにゃ。京馬もダルニャンは常連さんだったにゃ。それにマユシ。
本当に？
Paris
京
knows.
馬たちがお店でタイムマシンのお話ししてたことも IBN5100 を探す交換条件としてタイムマシンを使いたいってお願いしたことも、あとは時間を川の流れに例えるのおかしいってラボメになるた
That
め
actually
血の
happened.
盟約を結んだこととか。
D メールは？
Paris lets out a sigh. Her smile suddenly disappears. Don't tell me that's all she remembers. Or was she tricking me
思い
again?
出したけど、これは取り消さなきゃいけないって。
そうだ。フェイリスの D メールによって。
ダメにゃ。
Paris shakes her head violently and presses her body against me again. We're alone in this dim storehouse. I can feel her hot breath against my cheek. There's no one here to see us. We are safe. I feel myself getting excited by her proximity. No, I need to keep my cool.
元に戻すなんて。
聞いてくれ、フェイリス。
マユシーの
世界線のズレを元に戻して。バカみたいに聞こえるかもしれないけど、だから頼む。以前送った D メール。
フェイリスが D メールで叶えた願いは。
Paris cuts in as if to silence me. Her eyes are wet, reflecting the dim light.
フェイリスが10年前に死んだパパを生き返らせる
Oh,
ことに。
now that we are in a pinch. We are in a pinch situation right now. What?
もっと簡単に言うと、
For a past where he didn't die. You mean that kind-looking man, her father, died 10 years ago. That's consistent with everything now that I think about it. Paris really has remembered her email. Now that I know the result, all I have to do is send the cancellation email. I'm really curious, how did it happen that she actually remembered? Is it because he actually brought her there and he was questioning the other timeline and she somehow, like, turned the switch? But it's not so simple. I need to cancel the email that prevented her father's death 10 years ago. Isn't that the same as killing him again? These are people. I heard the door open and quickly covered Fari's mouth with my hand.
本当にこんなところにフェイリスが。
How did they know?
組が入ってくのが見えたんだよ。
Crap, someone saw us? We need to do something. If they call their friends, we're done for.
そうだ。やっぱこ
Risu!
こにいたね。
もしもし。
岡部、聞こえる？タクシーは呼んだけど、もうちょっと。
Risu.
手にバレた。
おい、出てこい。隠れても無駄だぞ。
それなら脱出方法をレクチャーする。場所は
The men are approaching our hiding spot, but because the room is dark, it seems they can't tell where we are. I listen carefully to her
そ
voice.
の部屋にある小麦粉をばらまいて脱出しろ。オーケー。
Scatter the flour.
あとは照明をスイッチオン。
Now I get it.
了解した。オーバー。
Then I see the light reflect of something. One of the men has butterfly knife. He opens the blade with a flourish. Are you gonna make the smoke screen? I quickly rip open a nearby wet flour sack and toss its contents into the air. The scattered white powder shines in the sunlight through the window.
うわ、なんだこれ。なんも見えねえ。
Slipping past the disoriented man, I carry Faris towards the exit. Right next to the exit, I see the light switch. I push Faris out first, then flip the switch right before shutting the door. Right as we get out, A sound like firecrackers resounds from the other side of the door. A dust explosion. I've seen the same trick used by guys like MacGyver and Master Cheatham. That should distract them long enough for us to escape. Patty calls, shaking wet flour of her clothes and ears. But there's no time to spare. The taxi still isn't here, but it's not like we can wait for it. We need to leave here now. However... Get them. Crap. We were headed for the lab but got ambushed. Soon Faris and I are surrounded by men with the fires of hatred burning in their eyes. Why don't we just run into the store? Oh, god damn it. Oh, dear one. No way we're using that trick. Something struck at the top of my head. One of the virals threw a can at me. Oh, god damn it. I don't even know what that part of that body the solar plexus is. Like in the chest? Finally he lets go of my hair. I start coughing as soon as I hit the ground. Next, he lays into me a head with heavy kicks to the head and the body. I raise my arms to protect my face. Oh, that's frostbite. I'm gonna beaten up to the mush at this point. All I can feel is pain. I abandon all thought and wait for the storm to pass. Oh, that hurts to read that he'd hurt, like he's twisting his... between your lungs. Yeah, I think so too. I hear a sound. A car's exhaust. The honking of a horn. A limousine barrels into an alleyway at a terrific speed. Everyone screams and scatters to avoid it. The smell of burnt rubber. Tire tracks on the asphalt. The limousine stops right in front of my fallen body. The back door opens. How did he know? But I can't even stand up. There's no strength in my body left. My vision's blurry too. Slender arms wrap around my body, pulling me towards the car. The soft scent of citrus tickles my nose. I let her help me into the limousine. The door shuts, cutting off his shouting. The car speeds off like a bullet. Ah, thank God. Hope I will not see that guy anymore. There's a softness under my head. We're inside the limousine. My head is resting on her lap. Every inch of my body feels like it's on fire. And at the same time, there's a terrible coldness in my bones. I can barely hear him, my ears are ringing. If he dies, it's over. The urge to vomit has receded, at least. They really messed me up. According to Fari's dad, he was racing up to UPX to congratulate her when she saw us. A fortunate coincidence indeed. Is this also the choice of Steins Gate? I am no hero. If I had the strength, I would prostrate myself right now before this man.
とんでもない。君は娘の命の恩人だよ。
He shakes my hand firmly in gratitude.
大事なお仕事があるんだから無理しなくていいって言ったのににゃ。
Faris looks happy as she says that. However, I recall what Faris told me in the ramen shop.
フェイリスが10年前に死んだパパを生き返らせることにゃ。
If that's true, then to return to the original older line, I have to raise her father, to kill him essentially.
私はルミホとの約束は何があっても守るよ。昔そう決めたんだからね。
パパ。
The limousine soon reaches Faris's home.
ほう、IB。
そうです。あなたは
I ended up eating dinner at her apartment. Her father was extremely grateful to me and invited me up. I would have been okay with just borrowing the shower, but he even prepared to change his clothes for me, and he even told me I could stay since it's still too dangerous to go outside. During the meal, I try asking about the IBN, ignoring the pain I still feel throughout my body. He smiles when I bring up his hobby of collecting old PCs. What to whom? He glances at his daughter. Faris keeps eating her meal silently. All the strength drains from my body. Were my efforts for nothing? Hashida? Faris' dad nods. She did it. She found the IBN. She brought it to Akiba. She completed her mission. Tears well up in my eyes. I bite them back.
昔の話になるがね、ルミホが誘拐されたんだ。犯人はあるいは会社を抵当に入れればなんとかな。そんな時渡りに船とばかりに IBN5100 それを売り渡すことでルミホを助けるための身の。
パパ、その話はやめる。
For some reason, Faris turns red with embarrassment. If I had to say, her dad seems really happy to tell this story. Not something you'd expect from a kidnapping story. A French businessman. I politely declined the offer. There's no way the IBN would all arrive from France in time, and I doubt we could afford to pay for it anyway. Plus, there's a high possibility the buyer is related to CERN or to the Rounders. I clench my fist, then open it again. Why won't you return to me, IBN? It's well past midnight and I'm still awake. My body hurts too much to sleep, and then there's the question eating my mind. What should I do? How can I cancel the email that saved Faris' father? My encounter with the man himself has given birth to unnecessary internal conflict. I'm about to steal her father away from her. I need to do it to save Mayuri. But does that give me the right to play God? I mean, that wasn't his concern before. I hear a knock, and then the door opens. Normally, Faris would have added Nyaehh to the end of that question. Without waiting for my answer, she steps inside. Then she sits next to me on the bed. She's not wearing her cat ears. I also have a cat on my desk. Does she have a fever or something? Why is she talking normally? She usually pretends to be a cat girl. Does this mean she's not using her Faris persona right now? Is this the real Akiharu Miho? It's actually refreshing to hear her talk normally like this. It excites me for some reason, like she's showing me a side of herself that no one has ever seen. She slaps me on the knee lightly. Oh, what? Even her retort is normal. The person sitting in front of me isn't a cat-eared maid, and she isn't a Rainet champion. She's just a normal girl. Very sighs.
京馬には感謝しても京馬はね、
You're my prince.
私の王子様だよ。
Prince, what's with the fairy tale talk? She's giving me goosebumps. This calls for hoeing Kyoma.
俺は王子様ではない。狂気の
Before I
マッド
finish, she
サイエンティ
throws
ストで
herself on top of me. She wraps her arms around me tightly.
ルミホって呼んでほしいな。
いや、フェイリスはフェイリスだろ。
This is bad. What should I do? What does Faris
ね
want?
え、もう終わりにしようと思うの。京馬はどうせ過去に戻ればまたやり直せるの。だから京馬の望むことを。
だが
I swallowed the rest of my words. Granting my wish would mean erasing her father's existence. My heart aches. It was like with Suzuha too. I erased everything that Suzuha has shared with us in 2010, including her memories of meeting with her father. I did it for the sake of my personal goal, to save Mayuri. Must I once again sacrifice someone else's dream?
あれは私の8歳の誕生日の時。
Still clinging to me, she looks down and begins her story.
私はパパにその日だけはお仕事をお休みして、当時はまだパパの会社は大きくなくて、パパは毎日朝からパパと過ごせる一日が私が一番欲しかったプレゼントだった。パパは約束してくれたよ。その日は何があっても。でもやっぱり急な仕事の予定が入って、ひょっとしてパパは私のこと愛してくれてないんじゃない。だからね、私誕生日当日に家出したの。
Faris
パパに
pauses
心
here
配
for a
してもらいた
time.
くて。
Then she looks up at me and continues with tears in her
そ
eyes.
の日パパの乗った飛行機、死者は一人だけで、他の乗客はみんな無事だったんだ
That
けどね。
happened, that only he died. Don't
そ
tell
の
me.
一人が
That was before the world line changed.
信じられなかった。パパなんかもう知らない。死んじゃえばいいんだ。それがパパにかけた最後の言葉。そんな言葉で私とパ
I
パ
can
の
hear
関
the
係は
tears in her
大
voice.
好きだったのに、どうしてずっと思ってた。
And did
タイ
fate
ム
guide
マ
us
シ
to
ン
each
だから
other?
ね、京馬がタイムマシンの
フェイリス、ルミホ、今日はも
Faris doesn't let go of me. She sniffles and wipes away her tears, putting on a smile.
私はもう満足したから。さっきパパが助けに来てくれて、このちょっとだけのご褒美はもう十分楽しんだから。だから変えた過去は元に戻さなきゃ。
う。だが
今日マユシーはね、私にとっても友達なんだよ。
I wonder if we can
そのマ
help
ユシー
her
に危機が
remember
迫
the
って
time
る
with
な
her
ら、
dad on a different timeline.
私も今日と
すまない。
言ったでしょ。今のこの現実はそれとも夢って言うべきかな。夢を見させてくれて。
本当に
Faris pressed her face into my chest.
私、世界が変わる前のこと、世界が変わった後のことも、私の記憶、今すごくパニック。変わる前と変わる後とがごちゃ混ぜになって。でもこれ以上わがまま言ったら京馬が悲しむ顔は見たくない。
As is cute logic.
もしかすればお前も。
いいの、私はもう
There's nothing I can say to that, so instead I tightly embraced her slender body.
ねえ、ちょっとだけ泣いていいかな。
She's already crying, but I don't say anything. Instead, I silently nod.
パパのために
She trembles with emotion as I hold
で
her.
も
Her father is sleeping in the room next door, so she probably doesn't want him to hear. She cries into my chest, muffling her sobs. It's almost noon. I feel dizzy. It's like my brain's rusty, my whole body is heavy with fatigue. The pain from my wounds has subsided, thankfully, but in the end I couldn't sleep a wink. I promised Faris that we would commence the operation at noon. Until then, we wait at Faris' apartment. I've already contacted Daru and the others back at the lab. I told them we'll be performing an experiment today.
今日も
フェイリス
I can see the traces of tears on her face. Yes, I will post it on YouTube. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it today, but usually, like, the recent chapters are ending with the undoing the past. So I think like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I will definitely put it before Saturday, because on Saturday I also want to play. So if I finish it today, it will be before Saturday. If I finish it on Saturday, then it will be after Saturday. Okay, thank you for hanging out, Wilbur. Have a nice time. I feel so bad about doing this, man. I don't want Faris to not have her father. Oh.
今からパパに最後のご挨拶をしてくるにゃ。
You know what? I'm gonna save, because if we're gonna try to explore different parts, I kinda wanna have a backup so we don't have to scroll through everything. Oh? Her usual speaking habits returned the second she donned her cat ears. What a nifty piece of
しば
equipment.
らくパパと二人きりにさせてもらう。
Maybe I should say wait. Maybe I should say sorry. But I say nothing to Fari's bag as she heads to her father's study. By the time Faris finishes her farewells with her father and comes out of the study, the phone wave name subject to change settings are already complete. I contacted Daro at the lab and make sure the Brown Tube Workshop's 42-inch security is turned on. Now all we have to do is send it the email. But I hesitate. Instead of meeting Faris' eyes, I look down at my feet. Eternal separation from her father. I wonder what Faris is thinking now.
今日まあそんな顔しちゃダメだにゃ。今日まは何にも悪いことしてないにゃ。
だが
もう
分かった
I can't stay sad when Faris is trying to cheer me up. I feel myself for what I need to do. Yesterday, just before she left the room, Faris told me the contents of the first email she sent. Take the train. The email stopped her father from getting on the airplane. As a result, he didn't die. But that wasn't the only effect in the head of the timeline. Her father needed to sell the IBN to prepare the 100 million yen ransom. As a result, Faris donated the IBN to Yamanabayashi Shrine. With her father alive, Faris didn't participate in Akihabara city development conferences, and otaku-oriented businesses never took root in Akiba. May Queen Yan Square never opened. Faris wasn't as busy, which allowed her to join the Rainet tournament circuit. In other words, this world line Faris has a normal life. On the world line I came from, Faris was not only a student, but also the heir to the father's company. Which life is better for her? Which life will give her happiness? This is not my decision, it's hers, and her decision is to return to the way that things were. I'm just here to help her wake up from this dream. Faris has already entered the cancellation email. Joke on ransom. I love you, Papa. See you soon. Those are Faris' true last words to her father. Okay, I'm gonna save one more time. I didn't want to open the phone. I feel so bad right now. When we change things back, will my memories of this world disappear?
そんなことはあるものかなぜならお前は今
I think it's a lie.
あんなに必死にフェイリスを助けてくれ。
それはその
I feel my cheeks get warm, so I hang my head to hide my face.
フェイリスは京馬との時間を忘れたくないにゃ。
ありがとう
I take Faris' phone. I'm sorry, Faris. I lied to you. When we change things back to the way they were, your memories of this world will almost certainly disappear. Perhaps another miracle will happen and you'll regain your memories in this world line too, but I can't be sure. There are no guarantees. And so I'll engrave those memories into my heart. The memory of Faris, the Rainet champion. The memory of her father who gave thanks to a stranger like me for protecting his daughter. I will carry them for you always.
それじゃあバイバイ
It must be done. For Mayuri's sake, I must erase Fari's memories just as I did Suzuha's. There's no other way.
今日も
I give her back her phone.
俺は
No,
まだ
don't
夢を
jump to
終わらせたくはない
conclusions. We should explore other methods. After all, her father's life hangs in the
別の
balance.
方法を試してみよう。お前のパパさんを。
今日もごめんにゃフェイリスが迷わせちゃったにゃ
いや、
I
いい
don't
や
have what it takes to be a god. That burden is too much for me to bear.
決めたことだ。
Fari's father is still at home, so we go to the UPX cafe to talk. Fari's orders a sandwich.
それで今日まには
これは賭けになるが、フェイリスパパに送る D メールの内容を変更する。
じゃあフェイリスが最初に送った狂言の脅迫
そういうことになる。IBN5100 が俺の手元に戻ってくれば勝ちなんだ。
Right, as I stated, the employee comes to us with a sandwich and drinks.
ゲームの話です。
The employee forces a smile at my lame excuse, then heads back inside.
だか
I
ら
turn
例え
back
ば
to Catgirl.
D
I think we should send an email that says something like,
IBN5100 を岡部倫太郎に渡すまで。
I think 10 years is about the limit of how far back we can send it emails. Phone mail didn't become widespread until then. Lukaku's mom pager was a special case, but even that was still limited to the 90s, so I don't think we can do anything fancy, like tell Fari's dad to start stockpiling IBNs.
でもその時期のパパは会社フェイリスが誘拐されたと知ったらパパは何を言われても
Faris frowns and takes bite of her egg sandwich.
それは書き方次第だろう。最初の D メールに関連させてしまえば、レトロ PC 収集家なら他にも売れる。
そんなのは結局大した額にはならないのにゃ。
そこはお前にうまくやってもらうしか。改めて言うが、これは賭けだ。
A bet to escape the responsibilities of a god. How will the world line change? What will the new world line
そ
bring?
の結果、もしかするとマユリもフェイリスパパも助からない世界になる。確信なんて俺にもないんだ。だがこのままじゃいけない。このままマユリを死なせることもフェイリスパパを死なせることも俺にはできない。
I don't want to be making decisions that affect whether people live or die, but I can't think of any
今日
alternative.
がそう決めたなら
本当に
パパのこと助けようとしてくれてるんだ。だから感謝したいぐらい。今日のこと
Oh my dear lord.
からか
からかってなんてないにゃ。
Faris pouts cutely.
今日のはフェイリスみたい。
She stares into my eyes, saying nothing.
さすがメイクインニャンニャンの人気ナンバー。
そういう風にはぐらかす今日は嫌いにゃ。
Now she makes a sad face and drops her shoulders. Don't tell me that was a real confession of love to me. I don't have much trouble dealing with her as I used to. I could certainly get used to the idea of being with a girl like her. I am a man after all, and any man would be overjoyed to win the heart of a girl like Faris. But this is no time for romance.
賭けにいい結果になると。
フェイリスの質問には答えてくれないんだにゃ。
Faris looks a little sad, but after a deep breath, she smiles again.
今日についていくにゃ。その D メール
Will the dice come up odd or even? Not even God knows. I take Faris with me to the lab and Daro weeps tears of joy at her safety. Of course, Daro, of course. I am so scared to make any decision, but so far I wasn't given a possibility to make the decision. Mayuri jumps on her with a hug. Kurisu keeps reading, her expression aloof. I tell the three of them I'll explain later, though I don't know if I'll get the opportunity since we're changing the past, and I head with Faris straight to the development room. Faris has already written the email. The root of the problem is her fake ransom demand, which caused her father to sell IBN. This is the second threatening email written to prevent that. Its time of arrival is 1 hour after the first one. I set the timer and exchange glances with Faris.
もう
世界線が変わっても京馬のこと覚えていられるといい
This isn't like Suzuha's case, where I returned the reality back to the normal. You're warping it even more. I wouldn't be surprised if there were changes more drastic than the elimination of Moe from
フ
Akiba.
ェイリスが忘れてしまっても
京馬手を握って
I
ほ
won
しい
ya.
にゃ
I take her hand and activate the microwave.
フェイリス
送信にゃん
Wait, did that went back? The warmth of Fari's hand suddenly disappears from mine. The summer sun fills my distorted vision. Next comes the noise of Akiba, the voices of the crowd, and the theme songs of the electronic shops. Teleportation. I realize I'm standing on Chuodori, right in front of the anime shop. I scan the street.
萌え系ショップが復活している
That's evident from the fact that reading Steiner kicked in. Paris, however, is nowhere to be seen. Did her very existence disappear? No, that's absurd. I refuse to accept that. So, did our plan work? I need to explore this. I head to see Tenoji residence and find Nyaehh there, home alone. I managed to convince her to let me in. The vengeance meter is there as expected. What? The first digit is blank. It now reads 2 something something. Is it broken, or is there a reason for the missing digit? Anyway, better make the note of this number on my phone. When I checked the divergence meter after erasing our memories, the number is above 04. The current number is significantly lower. But the bigger question is that a missing first digit?
あの
Who are you? She doesn't know me. What the
う
hell?
ちに何の用ですか
いきなり押しかけてちなみにこの家の場所はお前の親父さん
誰ですかもう出てってください
What's going on here?
誰ですかってお前の親父さんの店の2階を
お父さん
いやちょっと待て
ひどいことしたら
I'll bite my tongue
い
and
やし
die.
ないからというより
Nyaehh shakes her head
会った
frantically.
こともないと
She nods.
それは用は済んだから
My thoughts are jumbled, but I force a smile to hide my confusion. Something like this was bound to happen. Given the concealing the Suzuha email only changed the version by 07, a change of 0 to likely means a dramatic shift in the word line. As a proof, the sole expectation of Fari's old contacts have disappeared from my phone. That's nothing but pure horror to me. To save Mayuri and Fari's father, we warped the fabric of time even more than I had been warped already. To lose everyone other than Faris, that would be unbearable. That can't have happened. They can't have disappeared. I'm sure they still exist. My phone is just broken. I knew this might happen. I accepted the risk, but at the same time I don't want my relationships with my friends to change. I hold that desperate wish in my mind. Mayuri, Daru, and Kurisu should be in the lab like usual, and once I get there, Mayuri will greet me cheerfully, right? The second floor is vacant, and of course the time leak machine is nowhere to be found. What? We are so doomed.
あるのか
Still in daze, I wander to the maid cafe in search of the familiar face. It feels like 10 years since I last saw the cat logo. I take a deep breath and open the door.
お帰りなさいませご主人様
フェイリスマユリよかった
How do we go back?
ご主人様違うよあのね
Mayuri smiles at me and strikes a
あなたは
cat-like
フェ
pose.
リスちゃんのデュエルパートナーだよねもしかしてフェリスちゃんこの人にはにゃ教えた記憶はないけどにゃでもマユシーって名乗ってる時点でなんとなく想像そっか
Huh? Something is very wrong.
今日ま
Paris brings her mouth close to my ear.
来てくれてありがとにゃでもお客さんの前で
彼氏
バカ言っちゃダメにゃバイ
お前は何を言っているんだ
そういうことかにゃもう ェリスちゃん。にゃはは、何言ってるにゃ、まゆ。
それよりマユリ、ダルとクリ
Mayuri tilts her head with a confused expression. Coldness in the pit of my stomach returns.
かな。
Holy hell.
ラボ。ラブホ。
What the hell?
今日な、一体ど未成年にそんないかがわしいことしようなんて。
I am so confused.
ラボだ。
ラボ。ラボって何や。
ラボはつまりなあマユリ、知ってるだろ。
Are we now stuck? Like there's no time machine. How can we?
まゆしはわからないのです。
She doesn't remember. It can't
そ
be.
もそも、さっきからなんでそんなにまゆし。
Mine?
そういうことするご主人。
Girlfriend?
すま
I
ん。
apologize and ask to be seated. And inside I find Dad is sitting at a table for two. He's fidgeting. Why is he staring at me like
ダ
that?
ル、ここにいたのか。
I sit in front of him and let out a sigh of relief. Dad doesn't try to hide his
君
displeasure.
さフェイリス
何？
どっかで見たことある顔なんだよ
Are you
な。
filthy normal?
おいダ
Are
ル、
you a normie?
一体何を。
I shut up as soon as I start talking. Given how Mayuri and Faris are acting, it's entirely possible that my relationship with Daru has changed too.
俺とお前は
当たり前じゃん。君、
What the hell?
結構来る方だと思うが、
この味は嘘をつい
舐めてもいないくせになぜわかる。
つうか質問に答えろよ。
俺は
もっと具体的に聞くべき。じゃ
Why
あ
do I
質
have
問
to
そ
be
の1。
cross-examined by Daru?
名を名乗りたまえよ。マジで
Majide? What? His attitude changes completely at this. He grabs my hand, suddenly happy to see me.
ああ、そっかそっか。うんうん。フェイリスさんのデュエルパートナーの法院士だ。あえて光栄です。僕、フェイリスさんと
He shakes my hand forcefully. His hand is all sweaty.
ダル
How do you know my nickname?
いや、
Oh my dear lord. The lab is gone. Mayuri and Daru don't know me. We haven't met. We're not friends. We're nothing.
そうか。
All the time we spent together is gone. Every moment, every memory. Is this the price I have to pay? Is this my destiny to live in a world where even my best friends don't know me?
いやー、明日はいよいよ決勝戦ですよね。
決勝戦？
Viral attackers. That means it's about Rhine and Axis battlers. But I thought the finals finished yesterday, so in this world line it's tomorrow. I'll ask Paris later. For some reason it looks like I'm her partner and her boyfriend, but I can deal with that later. Right now there's one more thing I need to
な
know.
あ、お前は
ああ、
会ったことは？
前に ATF で講義をしたんですよ。で、その人が何か。
いや、別に。
It was obvious. If the lab doesn't exist, then how could I have met Kurisu? I go limp in my chair. What about the bet I made? The bet to save Mayuri. Did I win or lose? I should know by tonight. If things go as scheduled, Mayuri will die. Was it right to change the world line? And is Fari's father still alive? If I've saved both of them, then I can accept the loss of my friends at the price. I have no other choice. Things are messy. Fari stops drinking her iced milk tea and looks at me with furrowed
パパは
eyebrows.
今日もお仕事に行ったにゃ。
お前のパパは？
失礼だにゃ。パパを勝手に今日の今日もはなんだか変にゃ。
いや、
Will I make her remember again? Will she die or will she leave? Yeah, that's a good question about Mayuri. Fari's face freezes. Her lips start to tremble.
もしかして今日もフェイリスとひどいにゃ。
な、
I see that Faris is as melodramatic as ever. Smiling wryly, I slap down my chair and look up at the sky. I feel an emptiness filling my heart, and so that's how it is. The world line has changed and the only one out of place is me. I feel so alone. My friends don't know me anymore. Mayuri isn't even my childhood friend.
どこにも連れてなんて。
I mean, at least she's alive for now, right? Even sacrifice the time Suzu has spent with us, and yet... No, think positive. Now that Mayuri is a stranger, there is no reason for her to die. That does little to alleviate my sadness.
今日な、何中二病なオーラを出してるにゃ。
なあ、フェイリス。
It's not a lie. I have no memories of this world line.
さすが世界を股にかけるマッドサイエンティストにゃ。実は京馬は盗まれた核兵器の居場所を知ってるから。
So I'm still delusional in that line. Paris frowns, then leans forward and stares straight into my eyes. Is she trying to use her power?
そんな。
Paris quickly turns pale.
だから今日の京馬は変だ。大変にゃ。いつから？
世界線を移動してきた。俺はいわば
ふざけてる場合じゃないにゃ。今はシリアスなシーンな。
俺は一言も嘘。お前ならな。
Paris is moved to tears. Then she firmly clasps my
フェ
hand.
イリスと京馬はライネットの大会で知り合ったにゃ。秋葉の小さなショップでやっていた大会だったけど、そこで意気投合してフェイリスたちの息はぴったりで、グラちゃんでもほと
I
んど
was the player. That is insane for me.
それで一緒にそうにゃ。このままずっとだからこの
How the
そして
hell did we achieve this timeline?
って言ってくれて、
Does that make me a normal? Was I really that good with women? We lived together.
と言ってもライネットのパートナーとしてだからって何言わせ
She
るのにゃ。
flails her arms and legs.
今日今の話で何か思い出
It's
したの？
fundamentally impossible for me to remember the events of this world line. I didn't forget those memories, and I never had them in the first
フェ
place.
イリス、
何かにゃ。
That's why we should never let others use the time machine.
マユシ？
あいつはだから
死ぬってどうい
嘘はついていない。死ぬか死なない。お前は何もしなくていい。頼める。
I'm so scared. Like, I literally just want to skip because I want to know what happens with Mayuri.
フェイリスは信じるにゃ。
ありがとう。
Hey, they went for karaoke. She hasn't contacted me yet. I have no way to change the past again. Yeah, that's fucked up.
おや、岡部君。
Buddy's parents make an appearance. They smile when they see me.
ルミホはバイトかな？
あ、いえ。友人と遊びに行っているとか。
Why didn't they show us her
そう
mom?
か。岡部君からも注意しておいて。
わかりました。
いつも娘が世話を焼かせてすまないね。私はね。
ありがとうございます。
悪いんだが、私と家内はこれから仕事で海外に飛ばなく、執事の黒木は残っているから、では行ってくるよ。
お気をつけて。
What if they die?
ただいまにゃ。ああ、楽しかった。
フェイリス、どうして連絡をくれなかったんだ？
I mean, she seems fine, so I guess, yeah, she's fine.
まるでマユシーをエスコートする。
そうか。
So as far as that, am I just gonna be stuck in this world line now? Is it gonna be the end for me?
今日もね。
ああ、少し休ませて。
さて。
ちょっと早いが。
I mean, it's not the worst, yeah, but like all the memories, all the friends. I mean, he said that he would be okay with the price, and I think I would be the same. I would be the same, but I still want to see other endings. We still have people to save in other timelines.
よし。せっかくだ。
そうきたのかにゃ。
Yeah, like he's completely stuck, so I'm just curious because did I screw something up because I didn't have a choice? I only had an option to proceed with that.
また負けた。これで
今日もライネット今までここまで下手っぴになってるにゃんって。
Maybe, but with the other ones, for example, the previous one, you were telling me how I can like go back to the chapter and make a different choice, and this one I actually didn't have the choice.
じゃあ今の今日のは
You don't love me anymore.
こうなったら体で
お前まさか。
それもありにゃ。初めてだから。
Oh my dear lord.
初めてならば体も。
今日なにゃー。パパもママもお仕事で海外に行っちゃった。つまりこの広い
Holy hell.
今はどうするにゃ。記憶がなくても生前食わぬは男の恥にゃ。
What do you mean, Ripstream? Did something happen? Did I get like disconnected or something? 7-day vacation. I mean, we played worse things. I think we're fine. We should be fine.
今日なねえねえ今日な今日な今日な。
If I dodge, Faris is sure to fall on her face. That's how fast she's going. So to prevent that, I catch her. All I can do now is prepare myself. And she falls silent. What?
フェイリス。
思い出が消えるのって自分の知ってる人が自分だけが思い出が消える前のことを引きずってて
What?
その思い出をこんな中途半端に覚えてるならいっそ
I feel exactly the same way. The Faris I knew is gone forever. So are Mayuri, Daru, and Kurisu. The world line closely resembles mine. Nothing is missing, but everything has changed. My memories seem real, and I know what they are. I gently embrace her small head.
選んだ。
The path I choose so that neither Mayuri nor her dad would die. I won the bet, so in return I have to level with this loneliness, this isolation. Nothing is free. Everything has a price. I sacrificed Suzuha's memories to save Mayuri. That's what Suzuha wanted. It's only fair that I give up something myself. So I'm okay with this, because objectively speaking, I reached my goal. I'm okay.
正直なことを言えば、俺はフェイリスがいてくれてよかったと思ってる。俺はお前が恋人でいてくれて。
今
この世界線でフェイリスが一緒にいてくれたから、これからも記憶はきっとこれからもう一度。
日もフェイリスの猫耳。
Oh, that is something very, very, very intimate. A cat girl told someone to take off her cat ears. He really is like a cat. Oh, she looks so different.
ルミホって呼んで。
ルミホ。
She's gonna kiss me. Oh, she's gonna kiss me. Her smile, her lingering tears, her everything is awfully
あな
cute.
たはね。
She said
私
the
の
same
王子様な
thing.
んだよ。
Did she remember?
これからも私はあなたを。
あ
よかった。
I can no longer return to my original world line. I don't intend to either, because I saved both Mayuri and her dad. I'll keep living here, and Faris will be by my side. I just cannot go through like all those explanations for the Rainet anymore.
今日も本当に大丈夫なのかにゃ。
俺は
And it's gonna be this awful guy here
こ
as
こで
well.
生きていくと決めた。
I mean, I will be very, very surprised if they even like win.
お前を守らないとな。
今日も嬉しいにゃ。一緒に。
あ
I mean, she has to carry that fight. Wait, why did everything go white? Excuse me? Cancel, cancel, cancel. Okay, but how do we skip? That's my question. How do we skip and how do we go back to where we should be? Were we able to skip the ending credits? Skip credits times gate. I guess we just get to wait for it. And it's gonna be muted as well from the VOD, because that happened with the previous song too. The music is nice. The problem is that they are getting muted from the VODs afterwards. So like all the sequences with the end credit, they actually like don't exist. And they always have copyright claims. Okay. Okay, but there has to be a way to go back, right? Let's see if we do the load. And we go here, right? That was before we sent the email. No, that is still the same. Did I absolutely screwed up? How about here? Yeah, but we still have an early save, right? We could probably go here and just like skip through everything. Okay, that was... I don't have a key. Send. Then we jump further. That was security, right? Okay, this happens again, then we know that we need to change time. But I don't remember we ever had like the chance like to pick something else here, right? Did I actually mess something up in like a different chapter? Were I only meant to finish the game with the freaking cat girl? I try to call her, okay. So that's the same. Here I have no choice. Here I also have no choice. Here I need to... I think that the choice is only on the second time. On the previous chapter we had it before. I mean, we're just gonna skip and see. And then I need to go because my cats are also like super hungry. And I'm super sleepy. And tomorrow is a big day because tomorrow is a patch. The Honkai Star Rail patch, so we're gonna play for until we're done with this story, which might be a moment. Yeah, work is also happening tomorrow. I forgot about that thing. I'm sorry, Valoris, I lied to you when we changed. Okay.
それじゃあバイバイパパ今日も
No, it's still the same. Unless I need to go through it in a way that her father doesn't save her, right? Maybe that's the case. Maybe I need to go back here and then just like ignore phone calls and only do the messages. So we're gonna try to do that. We're just gonna skip everything that is not the email for Makisa. Also, when you skip like entire story, the chapters are surprisingly short. Okay, because here we have no choices, like we only can operate on the phones, so I wonder what happens if we just don't pick the phone. Okay, we went back. Like, here it says that it's like a crucial, but I cannot do anything about it. Like, this is just automatic. That would be such a bummer. I will need to like Google to figure out what went wrong and where. Wait, is that an email from Makisa? Ah, stop. Like, here I also have no choice. Okay, so I was able to ignore it. Okay, so she figured something out in this case.
Nice paint da, Feiris.
However, okay, and then this part is the same. Okay, that certainly will give us an option to send an email, right? No, like again, I just gave her the phone back. I did not get that choice. It seems like Google is actually scamming us. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna Google it more. I need to go before my cats freaking eat me alive. So thank you for hanging out. Rest well, for tomorrow is a brand new day, and also tomorrow we have Honkai Star Rail with the new patch, so it's gonna be a long day. Thank you, bye bye, good night, good day.